I'm Sandra Moore, and I have a number of years in health and wellbeing in various guises. I'm just going to talk to you. My session's very similar to Juanita's, because I was going to do some breath work with you, because that's what I run weekly classes on that, just to assist with mental health and relaxation and taking control of your body, basically, because it controls you, but we have the power to control our breath, how we react to things, and even to the extent of what we put into our bodies that affects our mental health. So I have been on the journey of using breath work and meditation, mostly breath work, in my younger years. So from the ages of around 16, 17, I started to explore meditation. It helped me to deal with a number of traumas in my life, especially in the last 10 years. I have found it the most useful tool because I went through a very acrimonious divorce, to the point of where there was a point of where I did not want to be here. And the two things that brought me back was, one, with my children. And because what would I do to them mentally if I had done something like that? But also the meditation. And I started to do a little bit every day, just to control my thoughts, to control my feelings, and to bring peace to myself. Now, there are many different guises to mental health. There are a lot of people on the panel tonight that are a lot more qualified than me, but the techniques I use have worked for me, so I share them with others. And in the last few years, I have done some various energy training using colours, sound, and I've learned a new technique where you use tuning forks on the acupressure points. So you would be using something like this, but you would vibrate it and then you put it on particular points that deals with certain issues. Anxiety is one of them, and it really does help. It facilitates calming and sort of a sense of well-being, and that's what we're all looking for at the end of the day, to have that peace within ourselves, to allow us to take control on how we react to situations and to ourselves as well. And I can give you a recent example. On Friday, I set out I had my day planned, did not go at all, and I was quite angry with myself. And once I realised that I was angry with myself, I was able to work back, well, why are you angry? The things that happened were out of your control. And my deep breathing, I did a session, 10, 15 minutes of deep breathing, and it really worked. It helps. So we can all develop our own techniques, and everyone will have a different technique of how they actually cope with everyday stresses in life. And sometimes you need a little bit more help. Sometimes you can use the techniques that you've learned, you can read books, you can listen to audio, you can go to a teacher, a facilitator like myself. I have my regular classes on a weekly basis, and people, they go to who they feel comfortable with. So there is enough out there for everyone. So you just got to find your niche. You've got to find what works for you. And if standing outside after a stressful Zoom meeting or a physical meeting, if you just go outside and just look around you and see the beauty that's around you and just do some deep breathing, that is the first step for you taking control of your mental health. As I say, there are many different routes to market. The one that I have taken is what works for me, and you've just got to find what works for you. So as I said, I showed you like the tuning forks, and these are available for people to use on themselves if they so wish. I use also coloured scarves over the chakra, so you place different colours over the chakra. Body scanning at the beginning of sessions, I normally get everyone to do a body scan. I also get them to take their respirations. So when they breathe in and out, that's count as 1. So when they start the session, see where you are in your body. So you take your breaths, be it at 10, 15, 16, 17, whatever. You will then do a body scan to see where the tensions are in our body. And then through that, we'll do a series of breath work and meditation, different types of meditation. We lack compassion for ourselves at times. So I will normally do what I call the Metabhavana meditation, which is a loving kindness meditation for yourself first. And I get, you know, people can connect with themselves. Like Juanita, she put her hand on her body. Connecting with yourself is so important, because if you are not connecting with yourself, you're not going to be able to connect with others. So first and foremost, and it may sound selfish, it's not selfish. Look after yourself, get your own sort of self-control in place before you can try and facilitate someone else's sort of healing or mental health, or just giving them that space, listening to them. So I'm going to do a simple exercise. I'm going to ask you, I'm going to do that, connect with yourself and take your breaths. And I want you to just put your left hand on your heart center and connect with yourself, right hand on your belly. You need to breathe in really deeply to your belly. We don't actually, a lot of us don't actually breathe efficiently for our body. So when we're not breathing properly, it affects different physiological systems in our body. So for instance, if you're not breathing properly, you may feel headache, like you've got a headache. You may feel heady, what we call heady, unclear. When you're breathing efficiently, you feel clear of mind, you feel relaxed, and your body is actually working efficiently. Your diaphragm's working properly, your intercostal muscles is working properly, and they actually massage those organs underneath the muscle, like the liver, the spleen, for example, massages it so that you can actually relax. So put your left hand on your heart space, right hand on your belly. And when I say breathe deeply, let's just have a practice. So breathe in, and your belly should go out like a balloon. And when you breathe out, it should go in like you're deflating a balloon. Okay? So we're going to count our reps, and I'm going to time you for a minute. And as you breathe in and out, that is 1 rep. That's 1 exhalation. So I want you to breathe in and out, and just take a note of where you are in your breath. You know.
Sorry, Sandra, can we get some more people on camera? Where's everybody? Come on, guys, join in. Carry on, sorry.
Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start you off. I'll do the minute. And then I just want a few of you, or all of you if you want to, just to tell me what your breath is. How many breaths for that minute did you take? So just bear with me one moment. Right, so starting from now. Okay, I just want a couple of you to tell me, or if you all want to, just tell me what your breath rate was for that minute.
I nominate Nike.
So Graham says was 15. Okay.
So yeah, mine was 8.
Excellent.
Any setting, Sandra. That's it.
See, Nikkei, when she joined me, Nikkei's, I can't remember, where did we start off with you?
It was quite high. I think it was about 18, 19.
That's right. So I've seen some 11. That's very good. The slow
9.
7. Well done. Well, Juanita, I would expect yours to be low because you practice breath work, don't you? So yeah.
Sandra,
So,
I got 9, Sandra.
that is very good. That is very good. So you are breathing properly. When you're fast breathing, you're actually breathing quite shallowly. You're breathing up here. So but when you breathe properly, your breaths, your respirations are actually quite lower, and it's easy then to center yourself. And I've had to do that very recently, center myself, get my centering back to my core, and then start again. So that is, and you can practice that anywhere. You can do it washing up. You can just really deep breathe doing any task. When you're walking, you can take control of your breath. I went for a long walk today, which was quite steep hills. And as I was going up, I was actually controlling my breath because I started to feel myself. But I decided, no, I got to control. And that actually does help with your sort of mental anxiety as well. So, and I'm trying not to repeat what Juanita did, because we're going to do. She's done some similar things that I was going to do, so I've tried to make it different so that there are many different aspects there. So, has anyone got any questions?
How would I got one question. How would I be able to do that with my children? I got young kids. They're like 7 and 4 and 4.
Okay, well, I would recommend that you actually try and get them to mimic your breath. You know, when they're babies actually mimic the mother's breathing when they're breastfeeding or something like that. So you can actually just sit very sort of comfortable, making sure when you sit though, your back is upright, you're straight. You can either sit on the floor cross-legged, but your back must always be straight so that you're lifted up your diaphragm. And just say to them to follow your breathing and just get them to mimic you, you know, and getting a child to slow breathe is really good. I have 2 granddaughters who used to live with me. They don't anymore, but I used to teach them how to do breathing. They found it quite funny, really. And I'd say, just follow me breathing. And they would then get into the rhythm. So maybe
Thank you.
might have a bit more experience because she's got experience of working with children. So
brilliant. Thank you, Sandra.
Yeah. Any more questions?
That was wicked. I don't get any more questions, anyone?
Oh, so Juanita has just put in the chat that the finger breathing is very easy for the children.
Is that where you release your fingers on the belly end? Is that one?
You can do that one as well, but the one that Juanita practiced with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite good, actually. I've never seen that before.
Yeah. I've never used it in my sessions before, but I have seen it before. Yeah.
Anyone else got any questions? I was getting so chilled in. I'm ready to like go to sleep or something now. I don't know about anybody else.
I was going to add actually that you can also do your body scans yourself. So when you wake up in the morning or when you're going to bed, just gently do your breathing, just focus on your breath and then go to the parts of your body. So I always start off with the toes and work yourself upwards to the head and just gently scan your body, because you will, the more practice you do with that, the more in tune you become with your body, and you start realizing when you're out of alignment, when you've got aches and pains and sores. Exactly. Okay, thank you.
You know, so then one quick question I'll ask before we move on is how many breaths are you meant to take then? Because I was on about 12 and a half. I was halfway through one when you stopped us.
That's be good. The average, they say, is between, when I trained as a nurse, we always used to look for 16 to 18 as the average. But since I've been doing my breath work and stuff, the lower the better. There are so many breath work, what do you call them, consultants or experts out there. Wim Hof is one of them, and they say the slower you breathe, the better it is for your body.
I think as well, because where you were speaking to us beforehand, you kind of calmed us down already. So I think it was more already a bit more, you know, if we did that, maybe we should all practice on our own on a normal day and see what happens.
Yeah, it does.
But yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah, but you can see the difference after the session. So I start off with that, and then at the end of the session, I get people to take it, and normally you see a drop. Sometimes there's an increase, but normally there's a drop.
It's like with anxiety. I don't know if you you lot know that there's a thing that I learned before about, like, if you literally monitor your anxiety, and so then, like, say, I don't know, before, like, my anxiety be like 7 or 8, and then later on it will be like a 4, and it's after you like evaluate the situation. So it's kind of a similar thing.
Yes.
So it's another mental health thing that. But yeah, anyway, we need to move on because obviously, as you know, we're behind time.
Thank you. And I've got to go now, but thank you. It's been a really interesting session.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your input.
Thank you.